right, oh no. I'm running over my headphones with my chair. Can't be doing that. Let's just set things up. Do all the things I'm supposed to do when I start streaming. I'm singing. I'm trying to do things, and this is what I do when I'm streaming and I'm doing things. I just start speaking. Okay, pinged everyone in the Discord, and then I think that's like kind of everything I need to do, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's everything I need to do. Oh, we need mini meters out for sure. Set. No, what? Okay, that bit is pretty annoying. Pop that guy out. You're pinned. Get pinned, idiot. Okay, and then that's gonna stay there. Cool. All right. So here's the deal. I mean, no one's even watching the stream right now, but the deal is voice scrambling. I just made a whole video on it. It's super cool. Hey, what's up, Mr. Leaky? How are you doing? So basically we're just using ring modulation to scramble and fuck with sounds, right? So I have I got this beautiful saw wave, right? Here, let's delete all that. Add that saw wave, and then what happens is I can then pass in a voice scrambler, which is going to basically just invert the entire frequency spectrum below some certain point. So you'll notice that like it's extremely concentrated at 3 kilohertz, which is where the carrier is set to be. And that is simply because we've inverted the frequency spectrum. This is normally playing something at like 50 hertz, right? And so you're going to get harmonics that are 50 hertz apart, but it's at 3 kilohertz and it's going downwards. It's inverted, right? Sounds super unpleasant. Love it. However, you can invert it again by putting another voice scrambler right afterwards. And you get the same sound back. Right, except it's going to be a little bit different. Anyways, the point is, when you do this, you could then fuck around with input effects in between. So you can flip the whole thing upside down, you can put effects in, and then you can flip it back over, right? And that's what we're going to be exploring here. Now, all the sounds that I think are going to actually sound kind of cool are going to be things that play with pitch and frequency and the frequency spectrum in general, right? So like you put a delay on here, it should do absolutely nothing. Right, so like we can take a delay right here, this guy. Right. That's whatever. Why is it all panned on one side? There we go. Anyways, but if you fuck around with the timing, right, the timing is going to get weird because essentially we're flipping the whole frequency spectrum upside down, and then you pitch shift it, and then we're flipping it back over, but at the exact same point. So when you pitch shift it, then you basically are frequency shifting things in the end. It gets weird. Anyways, I'm curious now, what if we use, I already made an echo. What if we use an echo and we just we wobble it? All right, it's kind of mid. That was boring. And then the other thing I was playing around with that was kind of cool. I got to this. I'm using a shifter, right? Right, that's weird. Sounds very strange. Fucking around with a window is super cool. Normally window sounds like this. So I guess it's like basically like the delay repitching thing, but like it sounds a little bit different with a. Did you define what is a sideband? Sidebands are just the other frequencies you get from ring modulating something. So the way that I like to think about it is that if you have two sine waves that are 1 hertz apart, right? Like we get 2 sine waves, and then I pitch shift this one 2 cents off, and then we make this play constantly. It's gonna beat, right? This detuned, so it's beating, which means it's amplitude modulating, right? You basically have like an autopan on this, and it's tremoloing at this rate. That means that if you put an auto there, it's the same thing. So if you put an autopan on it and it tremolos at this rate, that's the same thing as having 2 sine waves that are a little bit apart, right? If you have something 20 hertz away and it's playing at the same time as the original thing, it's going to end up beating 20 times per second. That's the same thing as if you were to amplitude modulate it by 20 times per second. So amplitude modulation and ring modulation create sidebands naturally, and they're all the same thing. If you have a sawtooth wave, an entire sawtooth wave is beating 1 time per second. That means every single harmonic in the sawtooth wave has another harmonic right next to it, 1 hertz away, because every single harmonic is beating 1 time per second. Sidebands create amplitude modulation. Amplitude modulation creates sidebands, right? And then using sidebands, you can get all sorts of cool shit. So anyways, I just made a video on all this, but okay, so what I was playing around with that was super cool was we take a shifter, right? And like I said, or just found out, playing around with coarse, playing around with the pitch shifting and also the window can get some kind of cool sounds. And then what happens if we duplicate the shifter like a fuck ton, right? Right? Did I not? Someone else asked me about sideband. I might have not really defined it that well at all in the video. I think I said it very briefly in the beginning. I was like, it creates sidebands, which are frequencies plus or minus the original frequency thing, but I didn't like elaborate too much. So that's probably a mistake on my part. I mean, yeah, you're not the only person who just asked that, so... I mean, I literally just put the video out. I could probably take it down and add some corrections, which I don't want to do that, but... I said advanced at the beginning, so that absolves me of all pedagogical errors, right? Ow. And then here, let's take an EQ8, and then also, you know what? Instead of let's use M ring modulator instead, because now this is creating shit at exactly 10 kilohertz, which is kind of the limit of this voice scrambler. I'll have to rebuild the voice scrambler, but with M ring modulator, that's fine. So let's delete that shifter. And then frequency, map U to U. And then you go to 20 kilohertz. Yes, exactly. The streams are mandatory, actually. If anyone's like, I didn't understand this, I'm gonna just say, why aren't you watching the streams then? Idiot. Big old stupid idiot. Big dummy. I'm pretty sure I did say in the video like what a sideband is, but I really kind of said it quickly and then just kept rolling with it. And I was like, you should probably know what a sideband is, so I don't need to elaborate too much, which like I probably shouldn't do that because the concept is weird. But anyways, so now we got... Why do you sound like that? Oh god, Jesus Christ. Right? right? That shit's weird. Are you supposed to sound like that? M-ring modulator. Yeah, 90 hertz. Does that... Oh. It's off. 20 to 20 kilohertz. Why? Why is that happening? Yeah, this is 20 to 20 kilohertz. That's 20 to 20 kilohertz. This guy's at 188. What? Oh, it's lying. It is absolutely just lying to me. Okay. Okay. Weird. Are you supposed to sound like that, man? I don't think it's supposed to sound like that. Oh, I see the issue. I see the issue. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate this voice scrambler. So I replace the voice scramblers with M-ring modulator. Which just gives me a little bit more fidelity. Ow. That shit hurts. Okay. Now we got this guy. It does sound different. It's like creating different artifacts. Now we can take an LFO. Let's put that on you. Sounds weird. Doesn't sound like how it's supposed to sound. That's weird. What's up, Jade? Okay, this sounds totally different than what I was expecting. So I think M-ring modulator is kind of an issue there. So let's go back to the voice scrambler using normal shifters. Right, so let's turn that off. We're going to create a rack within this, and we're just going to duplicate both voice scramblers, and we're going to map both of the scramblers to the same knob. Right, and then now let's take our super kooky and crazy pitch shifting rack, put flatline after it. How'd the set go? It was alright. It was okay. I played kind of early, so like the vibe wasn't like super great. And I don't know, I experimented with a lot of different like tracks and genres and stuff. Tried to play techno song and no one fucked with it at all. I think the issue is I just simply cannot play techno unless like my entire set is techno, otherwise it's just not going to make any sense. But I don't know, you know, I learned a lot about like what new tracks I have and like what works mixing into other things and what doesn't, and it was alright. I mean, it was good overall. A lot of people still like really enjoyed it and were impressed and stuff, but it wasn't my favorite. That's crazy. This is very weird. This isn't what I was getting before, but... Anyways, here, let's get a bunch of voice. Let's type in voice sample. Hey! It's a fucking, it's a numbers station. That's cute, considering, you know, the sounds we're messing around with. Let's just put this here. So I want to play around with... what do I want to do? I want to create new types of voice scramblers, right? So something I was playing around with for a second. So we got these two voice scramblers in here, right? So it's scrambling and there's unscrambling. And then we can take, I think we can take a shifter here. It's not doing what I want. It's really better if I use voices. Acapella. Okay. No, we're not using that song. No. Oh god, why are my fuck it, dude. This is awful. Get me out. Get me the fuck out of here. Why are they all like this? Why? Rihanna. Oh god. Jesus Christ. It's Pitbull, Rihanna, P. Diddy. No, man. Get me out of here. Why? Okay. I'm just gonna record myself because fucking no, get me out of there. This is my voice. I'm speaking kind of aimlessly right now so that I can try to scramble this and then make cooler sounds out of it, and that should be pretty good. Ooh, grain delay. That's a really good idea. That's a great idea. What's up, maybe wise? Probably the set is all odd meters. No, I played music in 5/4. Actually, when I played the music in 5/4, everyone stopped dancing, but they were all like, "Oh, this is sick." So the dancing didn't work, but people have hard times dancing on the floor. You know, this is true. People do just have a hard time dancing. Okay, let's take this guy. No, get me out of there. Kind of aimlessly. Okay, this guy needs to be loud as fuck. Kind of aimlessly right now so that I can try to scramble this and then make sounds out of it. Okay, so actually frequency shifting I think does absolutely nothing at all, because frequency shifting literally comes from ring modulation. It's just a single sideband from ring modulation. You do some like DSP witchcraft. I forgot the word for what type of like math that you have to do, but there's a way you could process ring modulation or an incoming signal in a ring modulation such that it only spits out one single sideband, and that's what frequency modulation is. Kind of aimlessly right now, so it's pretty natural, I think, that it actually doesn't result in anything different. Kind of aimlessly right now, so that I can try to scramble this and then make cooler sounds. So it does still, it is still a little different. It's like, why is that you unscramble it by adding another frequency shifter? I don't fucking know. But let's try to scramble this and then make more sounds out of it. And then if we add like another one of these and then invert it. So that I can try to scramble this and then make more. I mean, you can kind of understand what I'm saying.
So that I can try to scramble this and then make cooler sounds out of it, and that should be pretty cool.
So like, this is another way you can scramble it. You can just like super aggressively pitch shift something. That works.
This is my voice.
Kind of. Pitching up doesn't work, and I presume that's just because we're like setting shit past like the Nyquist frequency, right? And that's probably just messing with everything. So we generally want whatever we do to fuck with the signal should not pitch shift or frequency shift things above whatever the carrier frequency is, which is 10 kilohertz right now. Here, let's try grain delay. That could be fun. This is the no, get me out of there. This is my voice. I'm not really sure how I would get good mileage out of that. I swear I was getting really cool shit using shifters, like a stack of shifters. Let's do a couple things. One, let's add all the delay buttons and shit to this thing, and then let's add that, and then let's add the window, and then let's try this one more time. This is the no, get me out of there, there. Put a limiter on this. I'm scared. Your shitting is way cooler between scramblers when it was one semitone or something. Yeah. And then, wait, let's just hit it with a flat line.
This is my voice, and I'm speaking kind of aimlessly right now.
Okay, and then, just turn off the delay. Let's try this one more time. I swear, there's something cool here. Okay, that's the third person. This is the third person to complain about how I explain sidebands. I think I gotta redo the video. Oh gee, here, you know what? Let's watch in slow motion and see how bad this was. I mean, we're only at 76 views. I could absolutely just take this down. Like what's stopping me? Beat 1 time per second. So amplitude, we're gonna get every, if this is moving fast, it creates sidebands, which is to say we're going to get every single frequency in this original signal, you're going to get 2 sidebands plus or minus the carrier frequency, right? Like technically, yeah, I'm totally correct, but I could absolutely expand on that a lot more. So if this is moving at 10 hertz, for every single sine wave in this signal, you're going to get 2 sine waves plus or minus 10 hertz of that original signal. Now, amplitude modulation, like that's a fine explanation, but I should at least like show it. I suppose. Yeah, probably. That makes sense. But basically, sidebands is just if you... Well, no, see, Jade, you're like the third or fourth person to just immediately have that issue. So it's clearly an issue with how I explained it. Like, that's like definitionally how you define whether or not someone explained something well, is if the people understood it, right? Sidebands is just when you make thing... When you make thing oscillate in like amplitude or whatever really fast, it creates copies of it that are... Okay, I'm butchering this. When you ring modulate something by 100 hertz, every single sine wave in that original signal, because all signals are made out of sine waves, everything in that signal is going to have a copy of it at that frequency plus 100 hertz, and at that frequency minus 100 hertz. Everything... sideband, people thinking about side information instead. Yeah, the sideband is like kind of a confusing term also, because it's like above and below, and like, I don't know, we don't think about anything else as side... When you frequency modulate something, you don't think about the added harmonics of frequency modulation as sidebands, because when you frequency modulate, you tend to do it such that everything's harmonically related. And obviously, if you are amplitude modulating something by a frequency that's harmonically related, like at an octave above, then all the quote-unquote sidebands are also going to be harmonically related. No, not necessarily, because the negative ones will reflect on the bottom axis and then end up becoming inharmonic. So I guess ring modulation is kind of unique in how the quote-unquote sidebands work, now that I'm thinking about it. It's something I'm new to, so it's bound to go over my head. Yeah, I did kind of assume, I suppose, when I made the video that everyone knew what a sideband was. So I just like touched on it briefly. I could have like given a better explanation. Jesus Christ. Like, that's kind of cool. Let's use the split voice scrambler. I'm dumb as well. Sideband's easy to visualize with a spectrum device. Yeah, like if you have a single sine wave, right? I mean, I think everyone gets what it is now, but I'm just gonna do it. I'm doing it to you. Right? We got a sine wave, and then let's amplitude modulate it. So like I said before, amplitude modulation is when you ring modulate at 50/50 dry wet. Right? Right now it's amplitude modulating 1 time per second. This is like if you have an auto pan set to 1 hertz, right? And it's the phases aligned, so it's making a tremolo. So when it's going fast enough, you look at here, what we're getting is that original frequency plus and minus 93 hertz. That's it. Right? Now, if we add a bunch of harmonics to this, every single one of those harmonics also gets plus and minus 93 hertz. Right? And then, you know, you can make it more aggressive. So it's going to sound inharmonic because we're just adding frequencies to every single harmonic. It's the same frequency we're adding. It's not increasing in as you go up in pitch space. You're constantly adding the same frequency. Anyways, that's all that sidebands are. And then you can abuse sidebands to create voice scramblers, because knowing that, for instance, you know, if we're at 3000 hertz, this means we're going to create sidebands or copies of every single sine wave 3000 hertz above and 3000 hertz below, which means everything below 3000 hertz is going to send a sideband to like the negative, to a negative number, right? If you're at 2 kilohertz, it's going to send it to negative 1000 kilohertz or negative 1000 hertz, which means it's going to reflect across the bottom axis, which means everything below this number is going to get reflected, which hurts your fucking ears. And by using that principle, you can make voice scramblers, right? Oh, I don't want to hear that, man. Don't do it to me. Where? Okay, so something I played around with was, yeah, the split voice scrambler, which uses two parallel processed. It's just two voice scramblers. We got, so sidebands occur above and below the carrier signal, and the bandwidth. Yeah, well, technically, and people often use it interchangeably, which is annoying as fuck when you try to read about it. This is the carrier. The carrier is what's you're ring modulating by, right? So if you ring modulate 100 hertz, that means you're multiplying. Wait, no, I'm fucking dumb. This is the modulate. Now I'm mixing everything up. Did I mix everything up in the video? I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever. Ignore me. Cryptography to sound. Yeah, sorta. Except it's not cryptography because anyone can like decrypt it by just like sweeping through the frequency spectrum with a shifter. Though I'm trying to figure out cooler ways to create voice scramblers because there's a few different ways to do it. You should never question my geniosity. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Leaky. Know your place. The sidebands. Wait, so you said they occur above and below the carrier. Did I mix it? Fuck. God damn it. No, dude. Oh no. Carrier versus modulator. I mean, obviously the modulator is the thing that's modulating. Wait. Carrier signal, or just carrier, is a periodic waveform, usually sinusoidal, that conveys information through a process called modulation. Carrier frequency is usually much higher than the frequency. So this is the carrier. And this is the modulator. Though this being called the modulator is confusing as fuck because you think the modulator is what's modulating the thing, right? Right? I think it is just used interchangeably, which is really annoying. Well, technically, we're just multiplying them together, and A times B is the same thing as B times A. So I'm not wrong. Fuck you, I'm not wrong. Okay, so obfuscation, VSTs, whatnot. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Anyway, so something cool is the split voice scrambler, which essentially this is just, you got two voice scramblers and they're parallel processed, and you add an EQ8 in the beginning that just splits it into multiband, right? So you have all, basically, normally everything above this gets completely cut off when you scramble the thing, and so when you put it back together, you're going to be missing all this frequency information. You can kind of restore it this way, though it is a little bit lossy and adds, when you put it back together, you're going to hear more of the like ring mod sound. And then yeah, you can hear my fan still because it's fucking hot and my fan is blowing my room. Let's look at that. So the infrasonic sound from my fan, you can absolutely hear it when it's shifted up. It's so cool. So cool. And then you duplicate it. You can't really hear shit actually. Here, let's make another rack. And then let's put all of these knobs in here. Right? And then let's duplicate that.
No, getting out of there. This is my voice, and
so you can I'm
speaking kind of aimlessly right now.
Recreate the sound.
I'm speaking kind of aimlessly right now.
But it is gonna hurt a little bit, though you can still restore the voice, which is what matters. Well, technically it doesn't matter because I don't give a fuck if you can restore it. I just want to make cool sounding stuff. Oh, what if we vocode it in between? That wouldn't do anything, would it? That would probably do nothing cool. Nah, you'd have to like format shift it really fast. When you automate format shifts really fast, it like breaks shit. Okay, let's go back to the shifter. Banger. Speaking of which, should use vocoder's self-modulation feature between the scramble. Yeah, I just tried that, and I mean, I didn't try for very long. Maybe there's something really cool there. I guess it should, like, if I lower the filter bandwidth, it should get super fucky, because it's gonna narrow down all of the frequency content to be where each of the filter banks are, right? What the fuck? The fuck happened? What happened, man? It's the no. Oh.
No, get me out of there. This is
Let's restore the sound.
the no. It's the right now, so that I can try to handle this right now, so that I can try to handle this and then make more sounds out of it right now.
It's weird how everything inverts as I increase the bottom range, like it starts going lower. Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh god.
Right now, so that I can try to scramble this and then make cooler sounds out of it. No, get me out of there. This is the vegan kind of aimlessly right now, so that I can try to scramble this and then make cooler sounds, and then that should be pretty good.
I'm tired of hearing myself. What else was there? Here, we can go back and try for the umpteenth time. Let's try this thing again, because I feel insistent that it can sound fucking cool. Scatman, the world.
I can scramble this and then make cooler
It's like doing something in my brain though. That like clicks and pops. Ping pong on, yeah, lower the dry wet. Envelope shaper. Okay. Da, 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 da.
This is my voice. I'm speaking kind of aimlessly right now, so I can try to handle this and then make more songs out of it, and that should be pretty good. This is my voice. I'm speaking kind of aimlessly right now. So, no, get me out of there. This is my voice. I'm speaking kind of aimlessly right now, so that I can try to scramble this and then make more songs out of it, and that should be pretty good. This is my voice. I'm speaking kind of aimlessly right now. My voice, I'm speaking kind of aimlessly right now. Right now, so that I can try to scramble that and make it.
Not for AM? I feel like it should for AM. It's still A times B, B times A. I mean, it makes sense to think of it as, you know, it's you're still multiplying one thing by the other. It's still A times B and B times A. I feel like that should still be the same. Yeah, I guess we can put on something tonal. So before it was, what were you before? Just that. With AM, you also add the original signal back. AM, you're just multiplying it by amplitude modulation. You're straight up, hey, I still got it. Amplitude modulation, you're just multiplying your signal by this. That's it. A times B plus A being the carrier. No, so that's another way you could do it, but you can also just take, so like oftentimes, like normally you multiply a thing by this to get ring modulation. What you can also do is you can take whatever this signal is plus 0.5, which will shift the whole thing up. Well, first you divide it by 2. So this is your signal, you divide it by 2 plus 0.5. Divide by 2 will compress it to like that, and then you shift the whole thing up such that the whole thing is always positive. And then you get that. And then this isn't dependent on the carrier at all. So this is another way to think about it. Though I suppose the way that I explained it probably emphasizes that you're mixing it with the original signal. But that's just another way to arrive at the same thing. So, I mean, yeah, that was also like another issue of me not like fully explaining how it works. But I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty confident, I think, that this still would qualify as like, yeah, A times B equals B times A. I don't see why not. Also, everything is confusing as fuck regarding what is actually called a modulator or carrier. Oh, what if we, hear me out, this will be huge. Shifter. Let me just wobble the shifter. We just make the shifter go. When you have the DC offset to B, to turn it from ring modulation to amplitude modulation becomes a different value. And the output will be different from adding the DC offset to A and multiplying it by B. Yeah. But I'm not talking about... I'm not interchanging the whole equation, right? Like... I'm just talking, like, the only two values I'm considering when I'm saying A times B equals B times A is the DC offset wave, right? So you wouldn't consider the other thing. Oh, it turns out I was making crazy sounds the whole time anyways. That was being sandwiched between the things. I didn't even know I fully, yeah, like in FM it absolutely matters, because in FM it's literally like F equals whatever A sine of, or F of T of whatever 2 pi all your bullshit, and then T itself is also multiplied by another motherfucking sine wave, whatever that is, right? You can't interchange T with also this guy. Wait. I don't know. I think I did the math wrong, but FM totally makes sense. But in the case of amplitude modulation, you're just it's the same thing in the case with ring modulation. In ring modulation, they are the same since it's just A times B, but in AM isn't A times B, it's A times B when it's scaled. I mean, that's fine though. Just scale B to a value between 0 and 1. And then it's A times that. It's still A times that. A times that is the same as B times that. A times B when it's scaled between a 0 and 1, and B when it's scaled to a value between 0 and 1 times A. Right? It's the strictly positive B times A is equal to A times strictly positive B. It's still the same thing. It's still multiplication. Alright, my ears are fucking hurting now. I swear, this thing always happens where, like, right before I live stream, I'm making super cool sounds, and I'm like, oh, this is such a cool premise to start live streaming with. And then when I do, I swear they fall flat. They aren't nearly as good. This is no, oh, don't want to hear my voice like that, man. Disgusting. Kind of aimlessly right now. What do we want to do? Split voice scrambler. What other premises can we explore? What was I doing? I mean, the only other thing I explored, I think, was trying to make a different kind of scrambler by putting a frequency shifter here. And you can just undo it. Oh, I need another scrambler afterwards. Of course. It's not working. Right now, so that I can try to right now, so why ain't this? Why are you tripping? Hello? Cut off is like that. High should be like. Where's my high frequency content? Right now, so. Hello? High frequency content? Why aren't you. Why is nothing coming out? Did I break it? I broke it. I broke it, folks. I don't know. I'm not gonna bother to. Split voice scrambler one more time. Put you in a rack, and then we map all of the shit here, and we duplicate that. Looking at a single sample, if A equals 1 and B equals 0.5, in ring mod it is 1 times 0.5. In AM, it is 1 times 0.75. Yeah. If B is the modulator, it's 1... What? No, it's A times B equals B times A. In AM, it is 0.75 if B is the modulator, but it's 1 times 0.5 if A is the modulator. Wait. My brain is fried. If A equals 1 and B is 0.5, in ring modulation, you just multiply the two together. In AM, well, AM is a different thing. AM isn't B, right? I guess AM is a different value. It's C, because B AM is a different wave. You're transforming the wave of B to be such that it's strictly positive, and now you're using that as the carrier, or the, is that the carrier? Yeah, I'm calling it the carrier, whatever. That's the difference. So in AM, it would be 1 times 0.75 or whatever, and if you swap the modulator and carrier around, it's still 0.75 times 1. A times B is B times A. That's like that's how it works. Even in signals, like I don't. There's no other processes going on, right? This is my voice. Okay, so we got. This is my why.
This is my voice. I'm speaking.
Okay. Other thing I was playing around with was we could take shifter.
This is my voice. So that I can try to scramble this and then make cooler sounds out of it, and that should be pretty good.
I guess like what's a way I could try to recreate? I could probably try to recreate it in Ableton. Our little debate conundrum. Right? Because I could sidechain. I can use sidechain ring modulation. Shut the fuck up, Mr. Leaky. I can't handle you. I can use sidechain for ring modulation. So I can take a 20 hertz signal here. Let's see if we can recreate this. I think I can. Being a normal scrambler, you can do minus 500 hertz in between the two, and then another. Yeah, that bit also confuses me a little bit, right?
Kind of aimlessly right now.
I guess just because it scrambles, so the minus 500 becomes positive because everything gets inverted. And then I think if you go like pretty extreme, like if you do like 3000, minus 3000, minus 3000, you lose everything. And then I've lost everything. Okay, 2000. God damn it. 2000 minus 2000. And then let's flatline everything. Oh, this sounds awful. I don't know, I'm getting confused. Anyways, I think we can test out. Let's use Ableton and maths and whatnot. So if we use M ring modulator on this guy, it's being modulated by something at 50 hertz. This is my voice. Sounds like that, right? Now, let's create a copy. We'll call this the dry copy, and then we'll delete M ring modulator on this. So this is being modulated by a 50 hertz carrier, right? And then now let's create operator. And then this guy is going to play 50 hertz. We're doing science, folks. Science. And then we take ring modulation, put it on you, set the side chain to dry copy, enable sidechain. I'm speaking. This is my voice. I'm speaking. This is my voice. Okay. Something when it does sidechain, it like gets really. It preserves the width. Wait, no. Why is it wide in the first place? This is my voice. This is my voice. This is my voice. There, I mean, it's different in volume. This is my voice. But it's the same thing. This is my voice. I don't know why it's just some shit with M ring modulator, right? But 50 hertz sine wave is being modulated by the voice, and the voice being modulated by the ring modulator, or the 50 hertz sine wave. It's the same thing. A times B equals B times A. It's like it's math, right? So even if B is like positively rectified or whatever it is, where it's DC offset, it's still B that's DC offset. That's self-contained within its own thing. All right, I'm confident. I did the science. I'm happy. You has to be the non-split one. Yeah, no, I mean you still kind of get it, I think. It's just if you make the values like too crazy. No, it does have to be the non-split one. We were talking about that. PQ, what is it called? Scrambler. But again, I don't. What was I doing before? Another. I put this on the wrong side. I'm getting so confused now. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, I think there's probably enough cool sounds I could have made. What did we even make? We made all this shit here. It's just horrifying. Awful. It's like you're underwater. That's freaky. Like a lot of it in the beginning sounds like something's like struggling underwater, like yelling. Fucking weird. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I mean, we can still run the ring mod type right now. So I suppose we can try exploring the shifter stack, right? We can make more cool shit with that. Honestly, you can get kind of cool, like, inharmonic gong-like timbres and textures and stuff. Get a telephone. cool. Okay, let's put a arpeggiator. I have a terrible habit of never recording the sounds as I'm making like super cool stuff. Okay, maybe this will help explain what I mean. In AM, all the frequencies of A carrier are present, but B, the modulator, is not. You would take, it would still apply. You would take all the frequencies, like let's say A is like 100 different frequencies. When you modulate it with B, you're going to get B plus or minus those 100 different frequencies, right? So B would end up having 100 copies above and below B, right? And I believe that should be the same exact thing as if you took those 100 frequencies and added a copy above or below it by the distance of B. Right? I see what you're saying. Wait, in our copy? I didn't even do this right. We were talking about amplitude modulation, not frequency modulation. Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, we're going back to this example. Yes, I see what you're saying. Now I'm confused. We set this to 50. This needs to be set to 50% depth, right? This is my voice. That's what that sounds like. And then fucking it's leaky. I can't handle it. Let's see. We need to modulate by dry copy. Dry copy. This is my voice. The big brain. I've been defeated, Mr. Leaky. This is my voice. I absolutely didn't even do the test right. Okay, so why is that the case? I mean, what you were saying it's because the frequency's all fucked with and like it's been shifted. All right, folks. I've been bested. Amplitude modulation. Read about amplitude modulation again. And all this comes down to whether or not you can interchangeably use modulator and carrier for amplitude modulation, which you cannot. Modulation process by sinusoidal carrier wave may be described by the following. A of t represents the carrier wave. See, it's still a carrier. I'm all right. I will take solace in that at least Wikipedia agrees with my use of the word carrier. Though it never actually uses the word modulation or modulator. See, this is just describing ring modulation, though. It needs to explicitly say that it's been shifted. I mean, this example is doing clear amplitude modulation. No, not everyone is a rival. Though if I had one, I would have for surely said I defeated my rivals, so I'm just trying to win in every way. Original form of amplitude modulation is sometimes called double sideband amplitude modulation because the standard method produces sidebands on either side of the carrier frequency. Single sideband modulation uses bandpass filters to eliminate one of the sidebands and possibly the carrier signal, which improves... What? The fuck? Let's learn. I mean, this is radio stuff. I do want to learn radio stuff. Being a radio guy would be pretty cool. And transmitters is mixing that takes place in arm. Okay, I don't care about that. Okay, well, I guess at the end of the day, yeah, it's smiley face. No, you're not even smiling. Face was correct. You can't interchange amplitude modulation, but you can ring modulation. Which I guess, I mean, it absolutely makes sense to me why that is the case in terms of mixing ring modulation and amplitude modulation being a 50% dry wet ring modulation, because it's dependent, you're mixing it with the original signal, right? The 50% dry wet, the 50% dry part comes from one of the explicit signals, so you can't multiply them together. Or not that you can't multiply them together, but that bit absolutely makes sense. The thing that doesn't quite make sense to me is why multiplying why is it that you got some fucking song here, something, and you multiply it by this, and that gives you a different result. And you take this and multiply it by that. Is that not what amplitude modulation is? Am I wrong? I just put out a video that was not accurate, like, because like from the lens of getting amplitude modulation from just mixing it with ring modulation, for sure. I mean, how would I test this in Ableton? How do you DC offset something? I don't know if you can do that explicitly in Ableton. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm gonna use the bathroom and think about this while I am using the bathroom. So, it'll be fun. Be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. You can DC offset in a few ways. That was a poor choice of words on my half anyway. It's more like the modulator gets scaled between 0 and 1. Yeah, it does get scaled. I was ripping a piss. What's up, Cam? Okay, I'm also thinking, I'm wondering if I didn't do this right. When I did my example to compare back and forth, because I'm thinking about it. I'm actually not sure if I'm wrong yet, because I think I'm, again, from the lens of ring mod and okay, basically I just multiplied, I ring modulated this 50 hertz sine wave by the voice sample, right? But I shouldn't be ring modulating a 50 hertz sine wave. I should be ring modulating this by the shifted strictly positive one, and so that wasn't accurate, right? Because if I did that, the signal, since it would only be positive, you wouldn't hear it. No, you'd still hear it. It's the scaling of B that makes them not interchangeable. Right. But what if you just wanted to ring modulate something by something that's already scaled, right? No, I think I need to scale this. So I can DC offset in a few ways, but as a portrait. Ableton, and how to DC offset. I want to manually, give me a way to DC offset, not a way to remove it. How to add DC offset. Oh, cute. Well, this is gonna be weird. We add as, oh, what? Take operator. Someone said take operator and set it to fixed frequency and put it at 0 hertz. Can't do that. You can only set it to, oh, you can multiply it by 0. Oh, that's cool. Oh shit, we're learning. We're learning. Check this out. Check this out. It's at 0 hertz, right? We need to look at, I'm learning a new thing. All right, this is cool. We want, is this even, this is my voice. I'm, where the fuck? I don't have a waveform. Give me a waveform, god damn it. Millimeters. No, not waveform. Oscilloscope. Was that, where's my oscilloscope? It's this guy. Oscilloscope. Is that even an oscilloscope? I don't think that is. No, this is the oscilloscope. Why is it so big? Jesus Christ. That's what she said. We'll take this. I'm losing my goddamn mind. Okay. And so now we got an oscilloscope. This is my voice. And we can add this 0 hertz sine wave to it and change the phase. Oh. And if the phase is at what, 50%? No, at 25%. It should be completely strictly positive. Okay. It's completely positive. Now we ring modulate it. This is my voice. And you're still right. God damn it. Fuck, man. I just wanted to be right. This is my voice. I'm speaking kind of aimlessly. Right? Because it's that versus this is my voice. I'm speaking. What if I wait, hear me out. This is ring modulating from this guy. But I set this to sidechain and then I ring modulate from 35. Free effects. This is my voice. Fuck. This is my voice. God damn it. Okay. Oh, wait. I gotta set this guy to 100% depth. This is my voice. And then this guy, I gotta set to 100% depth. Oh, okay, wait, I think I'm right. I think I'm still right. Okay. 100% depth, we're fully ring modulating, we're just multiplying these two signals together. I have a strictly positive sine wave at 50 hertz here, right? And that is completely modulating this dude here, which is my voice, right? This is my voice, right? Because I keep saying this is my voice, that's how you know. And it sounds like that. And then this guy is being modulated. Oh, that says post effects. Hold on, pre effects. This is my voice. Okay. This is my voice. This A times B equals B times A. A times B equals B times A. Math. It's math. I feel pretty confident I'm right, even though this is like the 6th time I've fucked up my science experiment over and over again, and I keep switching my belief system. I'm pretty that this has to be right. Right? This is as simple as you can make it. We have A, we have B. We're multiplying B times A, and we're multiplying A times B, and it sounds the same both times. Right? You can even for proof, let's polarity invert this. Silence. You play them together and it's silent. Okay. All right. I'm pretty confident in that. Let me think. So does it still hold up? Because we were talking about amplitude modulation being a mix of 50-50 dry, wet. Okay, so I think if you treat ring modulation as we'll see if I know, yeah, and I'm scared, honestly. He's gonna come back with another caveat. I'm like, fuck. What was I saying? I think if we treat amplitude modulation as ring modulation, where you mix it 50-50 with the dry wet, then it doesn't mathematically hold up as 100% true that you can interchange them, right? Because 50-50 dry wet with what? You know, whatever's 50% dry is quote unquote one of the sides, and then that can end up like, I think, breaking the relationship of A times B is B times A. What is that even called? Commutative property? A times B equals B times A. Yeah, it's commutative. Look at me go. I have a degree in math. I'm so cool. So I think it is true that that breaks from that lens. However, if your amplitude modulation comes from multiplying by a strictly positive waveform that's been scaled, then yeah, then the relationship obviously holds, because B is a wave that will work when you multiply them together. But then that, yeah, no, I think that all makes sense, and I think that should wrap it up, right? I'm pretty sure. So what was the issue originally? Was if I use a generated, the issue with my experiment earlier was if I use a generated 50 hertz sine wave using M-ring modulator, and I modulate this guy and set the dry wet to 50%, that means I'm mixing in 50% of this original signal with 50% of this signal multiplied by the ring modulator. Yeah, okay. Oh, he approves. We're safe. And we both technically come out on top because I was wrong to begin with by, not necessarily wrong, but A times B equals B times A doesn't hold up. Commutative property doesn't hold up with the original, like how I suggested you actually create amplitude modulation. We're all right. Everyone's right. We can all live. So yeah, the original experiment was M-ring modulator. Yeah, I was mixing with this signal, and then when I inverted it, I took a 50 hertz sub sine wave and ring modulated with the other thing. The 50% dry wet was me mixing it with the sub again, which gave me more sub instead of the other signal. So yeah, that all makes sense. Yeah. We all survived. We all came out on top. Okay. All right. What did we learn today? Something that will probably never help us make music, but golly, gosh darn it, I feel smarter now. I feel like I learned something. Oh, I learned how to fucking hold up. Yo, what if we add? Okay, so one, I was gonna say I learned how to add DC offset in operator, but what if, hear me out, wait, how do I want to, green needs to go into yellow, green, go into yellow, and give me one other thing. There we go, this one. Let's add a sine wave of a varying phase on this one, right? Yeah, no, you gotta be thankful for your rivals. It's like all the rappers who are like, shout out my haters, but I'm gonna say rivals instead because it's like one of my favorite Mr. Leaky-isms. I'm gonna multiply that by phase. Well, first of all, does this even? Oh god. I guess there's too much going on right now for me to like judge how well this works. But I feel like me changing the phase of this should hypothetically, or the DC offset, would that change anything? This is getting ring modulated like a billion times by a carrier. If the other thing's being DC offset, I don't know if that would... Okay, that didn't prove anything right. Let's go, let's get the ring mod stack. Now I'm curious. I mean, I should think out loud and actually figure out if this would do anything before I even try it. But I don't wanna, so let's just do science immediately. Can we just DC offset this by an arbitrary amount, and will that change the ring modulation stack? No. The answer is no, we cannot. Ooh. Oh wait, no, I have to press play again, and it does. It changes the volume of it kind of randomly. Okay. And then we hit arpeggiator, and then we hit expression control, and then expression control. How does it have to? Oh, I can set you to random. Cute. It does like nothing. It's like such a small change. Probably use it. No, C major is really difficult to write in. All the notes look the same. Like, how are you supposed to know which note's what? Anyways, okay, that's such an arbitrary change that doesn't do anything. Whatever, we learned not to do that, okay? That's all that matters. Otherwise, I mean, we have this cool patch. It spits out scary, like, squid, tentacle, Cthulhu monsters. But my question is, why isn't this guy... Why don't I ever hear the arpeggiator popping off, you know? You'd expect the arpeggiator to be, like, going crazy with it. But it's not. Oh, there it is. So there's a lot of like ultra high frequency content here. I'm wondering, and M ring, like what if we just flip the entire frequency spectrum with another ring modulator? Yeah, dude. Like that's some pretty good shit. So I thought, oh. Oh, yeah, there's like Nyquisting and stuff like that. Yeah, that sounds sick. So I guess we could just put this on after the fact. If you're getting a bunch of super, super high frequency content from whatever the fuck's going on, you can just invert everything and then get more cool shit out, right? Why? What the fuck's happening? Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, that's enough shit. I think, instead of curiosity, is the mud pie not rendered a bit useless for chopping up? I'm recording directly from 36, and then the sends are being ignored. So I'm just listening with reverb and echo because it sounds cooler in the process, but then the rendered out sounds. Yeah, exactly. I'm only recording dry. It's just more fun, and also you get to like know what it would sound like with reverb. Sometimes sounds that are like you think aren't that cool are a lot cooler than you think, just because like reverb can accentuate it. Oof. Yeah, don't forget repitching shit down, especially high frequency stuff. Yo, the fucking bird sounds, man. The whistling out of nowhere. Oh, I should have fucking recorded the project at like 196 kilohertz. I was thinking that too. Well, only the stuff at 20 kilohertz. It would sound a lot different. It would sound way different. You know what? You know what? Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay, highest I can record is 96. Did I just crash everything? No. Cool. Now let's record out some shit. Okay, I have to delete a bunch of shit because everything's breaking now. Let's delete all of that. Come on, Ableton. Don't crash. Please. Please. Thank you. It's still doing it. Okay, that might be... Maybe I just do that. Am I doing anything else that's crazy? It's just this one rack. And I guess there's a lot going on, but like... I feel like it should be fine. Honestly. I don't know what the big deal is. We got a couple like sidechain stuff. No, it really shouldn't be using that much CPU. I guess it's just the high sample rate is just kind of fucking ruining everything. I don't know. A bummer. We delete all of that. We delete that. Right. Yeah, it just doesn't like recording at high sample rates, I guess. Anything else I can do? Let's do a slightly worse one. I don't know if anyone ever records this one. It's mildly better, though it's still happening. Alright, I don't know. Some of those were okay. Let's now check out... I think these guys were cool. Yeah, these guys are kind of neat. No. Yeah, way... Oh, so much better. This guy here. Oh, this is even more stretched out. Yeah, this guy, we're still getting stuff at 6.7K. Yeah, we're getting like half that. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a great session right there, but just for reference of how much better it sounds when you Record at a higher sample rate. Cool sounds. Okay. I am tired. And I think I'm gonna stop streaming. I think I'm gonna do that. It's my right. I'm gonna do it. But this is fun. We learned a bit. A nice little like supplemental stream for the last video. Should I redo it? Because yet like 4 different people said they had no idea what I was talking about in terms of sidebands. I guess it does presuppose that you know what a sideband is, right? It's like invert. Now, when you speed this up really fast, it creates sidebands, which is to say we're gonna get every single frequency in this original signal. You're gonna get 2 sidebands plus or minus. Yeah, I kind of defined sidebands by using the word sideband again. That's not great. Carrier frequency, right? So if this is moving at 10 hertz, for every single sine wave in this signal, you're going to get 2 sine waves plus or minus 10 hertz of that. Like, that explanation I think is fine. But I can see people getting kind of tripped up and thinking that like maybe a sideband is something uniquely different from, I don't know, sine waves. Original signal. Now, amplitude modulation. Yeah, I'm lazy. It's fine. You could just Google sidebands, right? Like, what happens? Sideband. Bam. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's fine. We'll see if more people complain. But I think the explanation was decent. Okay. I am gonna stop streaming. But we made some cool sounds. Here, we'll name. I'm just gonna name the session like MudPie something. Ring mod, mud pies and stuff, just because I don't want to dig through the shit right now, but I should dig through it and make samples out of it and put these on my Patreon. I'm gonna do that in the near future. Okay, folks, I'm done streaming. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you learned something. I definitely did. This was fun. Thanks, Face, for challenging me and making me understand things more. I appreciate it sincerely. I do. Yeah, this was fun. All right, I will stream again tomorrow, hopefully at a better time than now. But yeah, all right, later, y'all. Take care.